Hey guys, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video what we're going to do is we are going to be comparing the iPhone 11 Pro Max to the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus that is sitting right over here. Obviously, a lot of people are wondering, with the release of the new iPhone 11 Pro Max, is the iPhone 11 Pro Max a better smartphone than the S10 Plus, or is the S10 Plus better than the Pro Max? So let's dive in, do some comparisons, and I will let you know really quickly that this one right over here is in fact a dummy model, but we're going to be using all the new features we have learned about the new iPhone to make this comparison. So the very first thing that I do want to talk about is the actual price of these smartphones. Now I'll let you know this one right over here, the starting price is $1,100, and this one here officially starts at $1,000. But even right now, you can get it as low as $800, even $750 on websites like Amazon.com. Now, one bad news with the iPhone is if you do get the $1,100 version of the Pro Max, you're only getting 64 gigabytes of base storage on your smartphone, and of course you're not going to get any micro SD expansion. If you do want to get even more than 64 gigabytes, if you want to jump to 256 gigabytes of storage on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, you do have to pay $1,250. Now with this one over here, with $1,000 price or even less, the starting storage is going to be 128 gigabytes. Okay, so that's already double than the iPhone for a lower price. Plus, you're able to add a micro SD expansion if you want to add more storage to your smartphone on the S10 Plus. So from a storage perspective, from a price perspective, everything else being equal, the S10 Plus does take a quick lead over the iPhone as far as value is concerned. The next thing I want to talk about has to do with the camera. So we're looking at them right now, so let's talk about them really quickly. So with the camera, these phones are now coming toe to toe. So basically this phone over here has three cameras. You have a 12 megapixel regular wide angle camera that is the default camera a lot of people use. Then you have a telephoto camera that allows you to zoom in and zoom out. And of course, then you have a super wide angle camera for sweeping shots on the iPhone. So you do get three cameras on the rear on the iPhone. On the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, you get the same exact camera setup. You get a telephoto camera, you get a standard wide, and you get a super wide angle camera. So the quality of these cameras we are not able to test on the iPhone just yet, but without a question, this one has flagship camera quality, and this one most likely is going to match that, as we know from the history of the iPhone cameras. They're pretty good cameras. For an average consumer, it's going to be very hard to tell the difference between the camera quality on this one and the camera quality on this one. So in the camera department, I would say both of these phones have an equal amount of versatility and most likely are going to have a similar overall quality for the actual photos. So that is the camera. Now let's move on and talk about the front of these phones real quick. So on this one here, we have a 6.4 inch display. So that's a 6.4 inch Super AMOLED display. And of course, on this one, we have a slightly larger 6.5 inch display. And that's also an AMOLED display. Now let me just push this aside for a second. And here's the iPhone XS Max. So the iPhone XS Max and the iPhone 11 Pro Max are going to have the same exact screen size, as you can see, with the same exact notch size. So there's not going to be any difference, 6.5, 6.5. So you can actually see it side by side. This is exactly what the phones are going to look like side by side when you look them in real life. Now when it comes to the screen quality of these smartphones, I'll let you know right off the bat, the iPhone XS Max already has a very high quality display, and so is the S10 Plus. And of course, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is going to be slightly even better than the iPhone XS Max. So do expect a slight upgrade in display quality. But when you compare the two side by side in real life, it is going to give us a very similar experience with really nice color accuracy and maximum peak brightness. So that's the screen. Now the biggest thing with the screen, of course, is the way they are presented. So with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, you are going to be getting a notch on the front right over here. With the S10 Plus, you are getting a pill-shaped cutout on the top right. So in my opinion, of course, I would prefer this one over here because it is a little bit less intrusive. With the iPhone with the notch, it does seem a little bit outdated at this point. It's been 3 iPhones already with this notched Face ID display. Now, of course, the notch does hide a really nice feature here. So when we turn this off and turn it on, I can unlock this with my face immediately. But again, with the S10 Plus, we do have some futuristic technology. So when I turn this off and double tap over here, I can log in with my finger, okay? So the fingerprint sensor is built into the display on this guy. With this one, you have the Face ID system that is built into the actual notch, all right? So this one does seem a little bit more futuristic, being able to hide stuff under the display. But regardless, both the Face ID and the fingerprint are highly secure and work perfect. Now, a couple things the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus does have that the iPhone doesn't have. First and foremost is the headphone jack. Now, both phones do have stereo speakers and both of them are going to support Dolby Atmos sound. So that's going to be fantastic. You're going to get really nice sound experience with both of these smartphones. But if you are somebody that is interested in a headphone jack, then you do want to take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus because it does still offer the headphone jack at the bottom right over here, which the iPhone hasn't had it for a while. So that's one thing extra on this phone. The other thing on this phone is actually the fact that it has wireless power share feature. So I can use the back of this smartphone to charge other smartphones or accessories. So I can grab an iPhone and I can put it right over here and this phone can charge this phone wirelessly using the back of this product right over here, which is known as the wireless power share feature. And of course, the iPhone 11 Pro Max does not have that feature. So no headphone jack, no reverse wireless charging. So it seems that the S10 Plus is getting a bit of a lead as far as overall features are concerned. Now, I do want to talk about the build quality real quick. Both of these phones have amazing build quality. The one thing that the iPhone has that's a slightly better over this one is the fact that the metal frame around the iPhone, this one right over here, 11 Pro Max, is made out of stainless steel, which is in fact harder than the material that we have here. The band around the edge is in fact aluminum. So when it comes to build quality, the iPhone is slightly tougher than the S10 Plus. And of course, the iPhone does have its own advantages over the S10 Plus, but it comes in the form of the ecosystem. So we do know that the iPhones, if you are into gaming, if you want a smoothly running app ecosystem, you might be better off with the iPhone. If you're already an iPhone guy and you're invested into the iPhone ecosystem, then there is no problem considering the iPhone 11 Pro Max. You get the latest from the iPhone and you're fully integrated into their ecosystem. And of course, when you go to the app store, you have beautiful, gorgeous games. You have games on the S10 Plus as well, but the games on the iPhone do run much more smoother and you have a larger category of games on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, including exclusives such as the new arcade option. With the new arcade option, you get access to hundreds of brand new iPhone only games. I mean Apple only games. So when it comes to app ecosystem, when it comes to the overall ecosystem, and when it comes to gaming, I think the iPhone does have an overall advantage. And that's again, if you are really a hardcore gamer. Those are just the facts and we cannot ignore them. And of course, another overall advantage that the iPhone is going to have is the fact that the processor, the A13 Bionic processor, on the 11 Pro Max is going to be much more powerful as far as raw processing is concerned than the Snapdragon 855. Even on the iPhone XS Max, the A12 is already slightly faster than the Snapdragon 855. On this one, we're getting A13, so that we know is going to be much more powerful. And that's great because that's the kind of stuff that makes sure the games on the iPhones run much smoother. So the processing power wise, this takes the cake. But like we have talked about previously, when it comes to expansion, when it comes to versatility, when it comes to the base storage, this one is ahead. So it is in fact a more practical purchase for the price paid. And of course, one final thing I'm going to talk about has to do with the front-facing cameras. So with this one, we do have 2 cameras in the front. With this one, we only have 1 camera on the front. However, we do have something new on the front camera right over here. So first and foremost, it is able to record slow motion video in the front camera, and also it is going to allow you to record 4K videos using the front camera. Now this one is unable to record slow motion videos using the front camera, but it does record 4K videos using the front cameras here. But this does have two cameras, while this one has one camera on the front. So that's basically it between these two smartphones. Like we have talked, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus certainly has more available features and a lower price tag and more benefits when it comes to storage expansion, the base storage, the fact that it has extra features such as the wireless power share where you can charge your phone on the back of this phone. You also have the 3.5mm headphone jack and a bunch of other things, while this phone over here does give you better app ecosystem and a more powerful processor. When you look at these facts side by side, I would have to say only if you are truly an Apple guy and you're going to be in the ecosystem and you're going to be playing a lot of games should you buy this phone. But if you're looking for a phone, in my opinion, that's even better designed, better looking, has many more features, and of course still is a top level flagship smartphone, and having the lower price, you would have to go with the S10 Plus. It simply makes sense financially and practically. So my initial conclusion, if you're in the market to choose between the two, go with the S10 Plus, pay less, get more. So drop your comments down below and let me know what you guys think. If you were in the market between these two, which one you would choose, and also which one do you think is actually better? Drop those comments down below, give me some details, and let me know. And stay tuned for the full and complete comparison. Once I get my hands on the working unit, I'll be making a full and detailed comparison between these two smartphones as well. So for now, guys, have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, so if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to SAKITECH by clicking that button, and also click that bell icon on the side to make sure you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can follow me at SAKITECH Online to get the latest updates as well. Alright, have a fantastic day.